This vlog might be a little different to what you thought when you saw how to homeschool preschool. Why, you wonder? Well, because over the years, as I've been in classrooms and now at home and have seen the changes that are happening, I've sort of really changed my mind on preschool and whether or not it's necessary. And I sort of don't feel that our children must have preschool in order to set them up for academic success. I don't feel the need to be giving academic material to children at the ages of 3 and 4. So this is going to come at it from a little bit of a different way. But are you ready? Because I really want to show you how we can homeschool preschool in a really fun and engaging way. Hi, welcome to Learning Life, and thank you for joining me today as we look at how to homeschool preschool. Now, I do have some other how to homeschool sort of videos. I've done kindergarten, other subjects, check them out. I'll put the links below as well. And I would just want to thank you for your subscribes and your likes and for your comments and being part of this Learning Life. Now, I said that we really don't need preschool, and might this sound a little controversial? Probably. Am I worried? Not really. Look, if you've been around me for any length of time, I will say you need to do what works for you. And that means if you need preschool for your children, then you should do that. But do they need it? But, if we're keeping our children at home, here's a question. Do we have to have this structured preschool curriculum for homeschooling? Is that why we're doing it? Is that what we want? All of these different things. It can come at us and it can make us go, oh, I need to, I must, I should. Let's remove the shoulds and let's look at how we can be doing this. How to homeschool preschool. I would really like to say that you really could say don't. Let's not school preschool, okay? And again, that sounds a little controversial, and I get it. But here are some fun ways that we can really be having these learning experiences without any sort of structure, without our children having to be oh, we're doing this now and this later and all of that things. So let's play. And I could probably finish there. We'll just say play. Play should be the bulk of our preschoolers' day. And with that, I'm not talking about structured play where we've set a time and this is what we're playing. I'm talking about free, imaginative, unencumbered, uninhibited, go for it, play. It should be the bulk. And okay, so maybe you only have a child at that age. There's still so much that they can be doing if they're not doing it with other friends. Play is how children learn. It really is. Play is the best way for children to learn. So we should really be making the bulk of the day things that they can play. But you can read together. We should be reading together. Books are wonderful. And you have this together time. And from this, children are hearing beautiful, rich language. They're hearing expression. They're hearing how words come together. They also get to see how books work. And before you know it, they're picking out words. They're gathering. They're getting it. This is just one of the wonderful things that we can be doing. Reading together is so good. And that together is also so good. Another thing we can do together, why not do those household tasks? Our children do actually like to do these things with us. It's only really when they get older that they sort of then I don't want to do that. Well, unless that's my goals. But when they're younger, they want to wash the windows. They want to clean this. You can get them their own little things that they can be using. You don't have to go out and buy the toy ones. Just get a broom and cut the handle down a bit. Get them a spray bottle and a rag. Do those tasks together. When you're cooking, cook together. Do laundry together, folding. There are so many things that our children can actually be learning from doing that. And they're also seeing us do it. And they want to copy us. They really do. Now, I did say play. We're going to come back and say when we play, let's have toys that encourage imagination. This is great, Legos, blocks, things that can be used in a variety of ways. Dolls are great and we need to have them, like all these toys. And I love, like for my girls, I've always encouraged them to use them in different ways. And so like the scenarios that can happen, like to go along. But we want to have like this imagination. I love when they get the train set out and next thing you know, the blocks are out and they've created towers and then the Playmobil is out and they've created an entire city. And before you know it, like all of these things are happening and these storylines and these people. So when we have toys that encourage that, it's really going to open that creativity. And don't forget boxes. Boxes are also great. Things that encourage imagination, that's what we really want to do. Follow their lead. And by that, I mean like follow their interests. What are they interested in? Oh, you're interested in dinosaurs? Read books about dinosaurs. Have some like fun things with that. Whatever we're interested in, like sort of excite them in their learning and they're more engaged. So don't sort of feel like, well, we should be learning this and I feel like that they should be learning that. No, follow their lead. And if they want to go and see something, go and see it with them. Let's take it, let's go, let's learn, let's talk. Those things are really good for our preschoolers. And I do definitely, strongly, and highly encourage you to ditch daily worksheets. Preschoolers do not need daily worksheets. Many of the things that we're trying to get them to do with that fine motor, they don't even actually really have. And do they need to be sitting at a desk? I get the thought and the ideas of worksheets, and I do, and we feel like we're going to see that progression. They are going to move on, but preschoolers don't need it. If they are truly interested in and want to do worksheets, and it's usually because they've seen others do them, then just get simple ones or like color and draw, but don't make it daily and don't like sort of have like a certain number of sheets that we need to be using. If you're going to be learning concepts, if you're going to be learning these ideas, use music, songs, games, all of these great little things that we can do. Music is very engaging, like to all children. Like songs, we needed to learn a concept. I would make up a song for my girls. Of course, now they roll their eyes at it, but I still make them up. Playing games when we've gone like to the grocery store, we make a game of it. Oh, right, we're going to find 4 things that are yellow. And it's a lot of fun. And they're learning color, aren't they? And they're looking around and they're seeing and they're being able to differentiate. So when we can use all of these things, learning happens without worksheets, without having to sit, without having to be in circle time, without having to do like all these different things. And I encourage you, get out of the house. Go explore playgrounds, parks, wherever. Just get out, go and see and do. All of a sudden, like there's murals everywhere. Go talk about it, So you don't have to be at home. Like that's the thing. There is no structure. Really, we shouldn't be having structure as we homeschool preschool. And don't forget to create and ideate and all of that sort of things. And I'm talking about like painting and crafts, like those things, but not structured. Sure, it is good to do some together where, you're following a pattern and you're putting it together. I still sort of have an issue when my girls don't follow what it should be and they want to make it their own. That's on me. And our children should want to make it their own and do it their own way. You can give 3 children the same craft and they can come up with 3 different ways of making it look like. And with painting, it doesn't just have to be on paper. Could it be on the driveway? Could it be on a tree? Could it be something else? Just to allow that exploration and that freedom in that creating. So get yourself a set of just like craft stuff that you can make things with, paints that you can do things with, without feeling like it has to be a structured craft. And I want to come back and say, play. We're starting with play, we're ending with play. Because why? Play is the most important thing that we can do as we homeschool preschool. But what if I want a curriculum? I know that sometimes you just want a curriculum because you're like thinking, I need ideas. This is not something that I feel like I can bounce. Like, I want to be able to do things with them. Okay, great. If you do, then I would encourage you to go with one that's very hands-on. So the Peaceful Press has a great preschool one, and it incorporates a lot of like Montessori activities as it goes through the letters. I think that's great. Or, you know what? I'll say, check out some of my pocket packs. This is why I create it. Like some of them are a book with some activities that you could do, and you could read that book and do it with them. They're not realizing that they're learning, but they're just sort of fun things. And, that's why I made these pocket packs, just to try and help people like, oh, I need ideas for things. And hey, if you've got like, hey, my child would like to learn this, any chance you could make a pocket pack on that? Yes, I will. I love it when people give me ideas and I go, oh, great. Now let's make the pocket pack on that. So you can check that out on my website. The link will be down below. But you don't have to have a curriculum. If you want a curriculum, that's great. Just make sure that it's hands-on. So preschool, a hot button subject that doesn't have to be. I love that there are more preschools actually switching to play-based learning. And I understand why. They are seeing the studies. They are seeing what happens. And, the teachers they've got this freedom that they're not having to create lesson times based around circle time and specific sort of skills that apparently maybe they should be learning at this time. Actually, it's not really not skills. It's more like content. We should be doing it and getting kindergarten ready. They're looking at sensory bins and we can play over here and what can we do? And I love watching children in these play-based environments because what they get at play, what are these children learning? What are they coming out? And yes, preschools are facing this, we have to have our children school ready. And I've heard that. I've worked with some families with their children who are just struggling in these environments because the kids want to play. They want to get up and do these things. They don't want their craft to look like everybody else's. We've got enough time to be ready for school if we're going to be keeping them in school, later putting them in. But you know what? What we do then in preschool is we're pushing them to do things that they're not quite ready for, like academically, emotionally, developmentally. This is the societal push to be doing more and to be doing it sooner. But if you're homeschooling preschool, guess what? You don't have that push to do more and sooner, right? We keep our children home, or I kept my children home because I wanted them to be kids. I wanted them to play, and I didn't want them to have structure and all of that. But I will remind you, if you need to do preschool, you do it because it works for you, okay? I'm not telling people, like, just ditch it and you have to homeschool preschool and this is how you do it. No. But I'm saying if you are wanting to be homeschooling preschool, think about what I've said. Remember, play, and all those other beautiful things. Well, thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being part of this learning life. I enjoy getting these videos out. If you want to help, you can do that by becoming a champion. So I encourage you to check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life, where you will also see pocket packs. So check those out.